What's up, guys? This is Aaron from GearUP, and welcome to another episode. And I'm so glad to see you guys. I really am. I hope this episode finds you well amid this whole craziness of the world and all the junk that's happening. I hope you've been able to spend some time outside, getting some vitamin D and spending some cute time with loved ones, getting all the negative vibes and worrisomeness and anxiety out of your system. And I'm glad you're here today because today we're going to talk about these guys, the Aukey T18NC. You've probably never heard of it. You probably heard of the brand on Amazon if you're shopping for earbuds, but you probably never heard of this because this is the weird part. These T18NCs are not available for sale on Aukey's own website here in the US. They have that little faith in their product. But we're going to check it out today. It's available on Amazon, and I think it is pretty darn good. You should check this out for sure, and let's find out what makes it so good. Let's do this. Alright guys, it is time to take a closer look at the Aukey Key Series T18NCs, and first up is the case, and this thing is a conversation starter. I just and absolutely love the design on this thing. It is so cool and I love it. It's like a mix between a tape dispenser or some kind of prehistoric seashell. I love the lid right here. My son flipped it over with it half open and it looks like Pac-Man chomping on something. And also it reminds me of a Hubba Bubba case right here. On the side though, and this is where it will throw people off a lot and turn people off actually, is the thickness of it. It is really bulky. If they had reduced this by a few millimeters, half a centimeter or something, it would have been perfect. But as it is, the design is so unique. I love this thing. On the side here, you can see the seams are pretty prominent, but it is well built. I can squeeze it and it doesn't creak or anything like that. The grip is solid. It is a nice rubbery plastic of some kind, and it is pretty much scratch resistant except for the lid here. I'm glad they made it frosted so even scratches are hard to see. On the side here, there's USB-C charging, awesome, and there's a pairing button right here with a pairing light. I'm not sure why they couldn't incorporate the light into the case, which is right here or something like that to save money, but that's what's there, and so we'll deal with that. It also has Qi charging, which is pretty darn awesome at this price range. To open the lid, you rest your finger on this lip right here and just slide it across. It is a really quiet and smooth operation. In fact, you can do this with one hand like a fidget. Look at this. As you peer inside, you see the left and right earbud indicator, and when you pull one of the earbuds out, you see the really nicely molded cavity space. And I have to say the chamfering on this thing is spot on. It is really well made. I'm very surprised by the manufacturing process of this. Everything is well put together considering it is soft plastic, as you can hear it. When I tap it, you can hear the sound of it is hollow. But it is so well put together, it gives you the impression of a much more expensive piece of kit, and I really enjoy looking at this thing. Alright guys, let's test the magnets on these things to see how well they stay in the case. I'm going to do my usual shake test and they just pop right out. Definitely a fail right there. Not as quick as the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus, but I was kind of hoping more because you have the metal and the magnet down there, and there's extra friction in the sleeve right here, and you would think they would stick more, but it doesn't. So thumbs down for that one, thumbs down. Alright, let's take a closer look at the earbuds. They have the AirPod design language right there. The stems are a little bit on the long side though. They get in a little bit in the way of the jawbone. I do like the rose gold accent around the touchpad surface as well as the logo itself. It's a nice little touch. But speaking of little, the touchpad surface, it is kind of small in surface area compared to the rest of the earbuds. So I had trouble using it once in a while. I have a hard time trying to find the actual sensitive spot on the touchpad. In terms of touch controls, there is single, double, triple tap as well as hold. Hold is to turn on and off active noise cancellation. Single is to pause, play media, or accept or deny phone calls. Double tap is to forward and skip tracks. And triple tap is to launch your voice assistant, whatever is set up on your phone. And since these guys don't have a companion app, there's no way to control the strength of your ANC or have any kind of pass-through mode. There's no way to customize any of the tap controls as well. The earbuds are made of plastic, but they don't feel cheap, being well put together, nice and grippy, and not really a fingerprint magnet, which is a plus. Each earbud has 4 microphones that handle ANC and phone calls. There's one port, second port, third port, and then one right here behind the earbuds. If you notice, there's this little screen right here. You see this little reflective screen? Most often than not, it's usually a proximity sensor of some kind, but there's not any kind of mention in the manual, no advertisement about it. So it could have been that they had this built into it at some point, but it was not turned on or installed at all. So Anyone who knows more might be able to chime in on this, but it does look like a proximity sensor, doesn't it? Now, the ear tips on the T18s are really weird and I'm not a fan of it. Let me explain to you why in a second. They do come in the small, medium, large sizes, which is standard fare, but let me show you my problem with it. When I pull this off, the driver port is oval, and they decided to match it up with an oval opening earbud, which means when after I pull them off and try to install them, you have to line them up, and it's a really royal pain in the butt to get them lined up every single time. So I decided to use just a regular round one, and the installation is so much more straightforward. See that? That happens so quick. So in case you're wondering, round ones do fit in an oval spot. In this case, it defies physics. But it works much better than the OEM one. Oh my goodness, what a pain in the butt. And on the business end of things, they have a 13mm titanium coated driver in here, and I'm surprised they were able to fit this in here along with a generous 6.5 to 7 hour battery life in these things. That's pretty good. I do want to say that these guys have an IPX5 rating, which is perfect for working out or singing in the rain and such like that. But I am getting mixed messages because both on Android Authority as well as on Amazon, they say they're IPX6. Although the box as well as the manual says they're IPX5. Who do I believe? I'm not sure, but I'll stick with IPX5. If you're in doubt, always stick with the safest bet. So IPX5 it is. IPX6 would have made it perfect for, like, say, wearing it in a shower while listening to your music, but IPX5 is what we're sticking with. Here's a little quirk of the instruction manual I found under active noise cancellation, where you hold down for 1 second to turn it on and off. So there are prompt tones that you're supposed to hear according to Aukey. You're supposed to hear when it's on, do, and off, do. What, you don't think this is funny? I think it's funny. Alright, time out guys, I need your help. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel by clicking the subscribe button down below and turning on the bell notification icon. Every time I publish a new video every Friday, unless I die or am abducted by aliens or something from Earth, every Friday you'll get notified. And doing so really helps me build this channel and, more importantly, bring you more content like this to watch, because it seems like you enjoy stuff like this. Thank you in advance for your help. Anyways, and back to the program. That way. Alright guys, let's talk about the things that I do like about the T18s. Yes, the positives. And I'm going to compare this with the Amazon Echo Buds for fun. Well, not for fun, because they're closely matched. They're both $10 in price and difference on retail. They both have active noise cancellation and tout, and both of them say they have good sound quality. But let's talk about the first thing that I do like about the T18, which is the sound profile. I am kind of blown away by how tight the mids and the highs are on these things. They're really defined and they're happy to be there. All that marketing talk about the titanium coated drivers are actually working. I do see the difference, and it's not bad at all. Compared to the Echo Buds, the mids and the highs sound kind of comparatively muddy, like they're stuck behind a piece of foam or something like that. So that's the good part about the T18. There are some negative aspects to the sound quality, which I'll mention later on in the negatives, but you'll be pleasantly surprised by these guys. Now, there's some obvious perks to building the T18 out of plastic, and one of it is lightness. And I kid you not guys, at 6.5 grams per earbud, these guys are like wearing feathers in your ear. It's not like you want to wear feathers in your ear, but they're like feathers in your ear. They're so light and non-existent. I can wear these for hours on end and be super comfortable. When I compare this with the Sony WF-1000XM3s and the Amazon Echo Buds, even after 3, 4, 5 hours, I start getting pressure points and heat spots, and they start to hurt in the ear canal. But these guys, I've worn it even to sleep, even on the bed, against the pillow. They're super comfortable. They don't fall out, especially if you get a good fit. Now, probably the only place that bugs me is the stem itself that rubs against my jawbone. Even right now as I speak, it's rubbing against it from time to time, but that's the only point. And you wouldn't mind wearing these all day even, because the battery life on these, they touted at 7 hours, but I managed to get 6.5 hours with ANC on at mid to 3/4 volume. That's not bad at all. Roughly 7 hours of battery life. You can wear this all day. Man, this is pretty good. If there's one thing that I despise more than overpriced pizzas, it is overhyped marketing jargon, and Aukey is not a stranger to it either, with their titanium coated drivers for enriching superior sound, industry leading, and even their phone calls, they say so right here. Dual mic for crystal clear calls. Actually, that's pretty honest. And to be honest, their phone calls blew my mind. I wasn't expecting to like them, but they're super clear. They are really good. The bass is nice. There's clarity to the voice even when in a noisy environment. It doesn't sound too robotic. It sounds a little bit digitized, but it's really clear compared to my favorites, the Amazon Echo Buds. Even to my listeners on the Amazon Echo Buds, they love it. But with these guys, the Aukeys, they really thought there was a huge difference too. The same people that I asked. So let's hear a little clip, back-to-back clip in the difference of the Amazon Echo Buds and these Aukeys T18s. This is a phone call microphone test for the Amazon Echo Buds. Testing 1, 2, 3. This has noise cancellation in call, and it sounds a little bit distant, but also bassy at the same time, and way more digitized than the Aukeys. Tell me what you think. This is the phone call microphone test for the Aukey 18s now. Testing 1, 2, 3. It sounds a little bit more distant, a little bit lighter on the bass, maybe close, a little bit clearer on the noise cancellation, but let me know what you think. The T18 case is one of the most unique out there, and that's what I like about it. It is, look at the design, it is so unique. It is round like a hockey puck, the lid opens like a tape dispenser, and it's really good for fidget users. And when you lay it next to other cases for true wireless earbuds, these guys attract the attention. They're like, what is this? This is so cool. Sure, it is a little bit thick, made of plastic, but it's light at the same time. So, oh yeah, let's do the bulge test real quick. Alright guys, Bluetooth test time. It is a sunny, beautiful day here today, not windy at all, no, not even a slightest breeze. I have my tunes here playing on Deezer on my Pixel. I'm going to put it here again as usual at the end of my deck, and we'll see when it starts cutting out. This thing has, the T18 has Bluetooth 5.0, so it should last about 33 feet before it starts cutting out. Oh crap, did it just cut out? There's the phone line of sight around about 25 feet right here, and it's already sputtering. Man, if that's the case, it's gonna be the worst I've tested so far. Most of the earbuds that I've tested cut out around here past line of sight, but this one, the Aukeys, oh my goodness, they cut off right here. Let's get back here and see if it resumes. Yep, it's right here. It starts sputtering. So the strongest signal, it's probably, this is 20 feet. Yeah, thumbs down is the worst one so far. Sorry guys, Aukey, you need to do better than this. Alright, let's delve into the negatives, and the first offender is active noise cancellation. While I applaud Aukey for including this feature into the T18s, at this price point you cannot not compare it with the Amazon Echo Buds or the one more true wireless active noise cancellation earbuds. And compared to those two guys, these guys suffer a lot. It only drowns out about probably 50 to 60% of the same ambient noise, say when I test it back to back with the Amazon Echo Buds. The buds just blow these guys out of the water. I'm not sure why they did it this way, to maybe to cheap out, but for you guys, if you're a user, don't use this on an airplane. It's gonna give you a false sense of security in terms of protecting your eardrum. It is fine for commuting on a train and all that. It kind of drowns out the lower frequencies to a point, but that's about it. Alright, let's get back to the sound quality. Unfortunately, not the good parts. Earlier we mentioned that the mids and the highs are nice and tight and very solid. And I also forgot to mention that the bass is also pretty low. It's nice and low and has got good kick. Unfortunately, it lacks the punch of, say, the Liberty 2 Pros, because that's my benchmark earbud right now. It lacks the solid punch, especially when I listen to the Ahmad Jamal, The Awakening song. That's one of my new benchmark songs. When the double bass instrument comes in, or anytime it comes in, these guys don't show it at all. It's very muddied. I can't tell it or discern it from the rest of the music. Which brings me also to a point when the more I paid attention to it, that muddiness, it stretches all the way from the lows to the highs. Something is trying to burst out. That muddiness is blocking it. I don't know if it's just needs a burn-in time, or if it's the stiffness of that titanium coated driver or anything like that, but I just can't get past that. And this has to stop, guys, and I'm talking to you manufacturers, not to you audience, because you guys are nice. AirPod imitation design has to stop. It's run its course. We're done. Move on. And the next beef I have is with the touch controls. You know how I feel about that one, so I'm not going to be a broken record, and let's move on. But in short, I don't like the ones on the T18. And to add insult to that injury, for $140, an earbud of this caliber does not have a companion app. No, it does not. There's no way for you to calibrate your equalizer or play around with your touch controls. There just isn't. I mean, there is. Aukey and Key series do make and have a companion app, but the T18 is not included in that. Again, Aukey seems to dismiss the presence or very existence of the T18 like they're trying to get rid of stock on Amazon and just be done with it. Is that true, Aukey? Just let me know. Let us all know. One problem that the T18 faces is its price, I believe. For $140, it is fighting with other brands that have more name recognition, other models that are more recognizable. That's not to say that the T18 sucks or is not good enough to compete in that space, but it's not the right time. Aukey has always been known as the cheaper version of Anker, and we all know that Anker is also the cheaper version of a lot of name brand stuff, so Aukey should play that game. I believe the price should be around $100, $110, where it would be a comfortable space for it to lie and compete. But $140, no, that's just too much for my blood. One thing that would have been super appreciated would have been some kind of indicator light or lights on the earbuds themselves. Say if I have them lying around outside of the case for a while, and when I come back to it, it would have been nice to be able to tell whether it's on or connected or anything like that. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are my thoughts on the Aukey Key Series T18 mouthful of a name Bluetooth wireless earbuds. And they're pretty darn good. I really enjoyed it more than I thought I would, especially after seeing only one review out there on Android Authority. They said and claimed that there is good noise cancellation, really good sound quality for $140, and I thought, hey, I'll just give it a shot. And I'm glad I found these guys because I give them a thumbs up. I really recommend these guys. I hope you can find them. They're only available in North America as far as I can tell on Amazon and a couple of other places, Malaysia and India. If you know of other countries that do sell this, comment down below so it can help others. But I give this a thumbs up. It's a little bit behind the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus in terms of sound quality and definitely ahead of it, obviously, in noise cancellation for the price. I'm going with the price here for $140. It runs in the same category as those guys, but in the noise cancelling game, it's at the bottom. But at least for $140, it combines all these things together. Great sound, water resistance, long battery life in an amazingly designed package. I really like these guys, so check it out if you can. I hope you can find it at least. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. It's always such a cool thing to read your comments that you leave behind, like how much you're entertained by it and like the stuff that I make, and like to, you know, make comments and suggestions like why is there something in my teeth, or why was my mouth purple last week in last episode because I ate some blueberries before that scene was shot. But I really appreciate you guys, and there are a couple ways that you can help continue support this channel. If you can check out my Patreon page there and my Instagram page there, and click subscribe down below. Remember, if you like this channel and want to support it, click subscribe down below to support what we do. And if you like this video, remember to thumbs up. Yes, thumbs up if you like this video, and thumbs down. Thumbs down to all the governments for shutting down our barbers and hair salons. Come on, guys. Have you seen all the bad haircut videos and memes that we've seen online so far? It's just a disaster. And don't you think we need to date after all these things are done, go out to town or something and look good? And with bad haircuts like that, it's not going to work. It is an essential service. Come on. We all need barbers. So thumbs down to governments for shutting down barbers and hair salons. I'm not looking forward to my hair growing out. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Please take care of yourself. Remember to do something good for somebody. Show some love always, and be good to the world. You guys are awesome. I can't wait to see you next time, and come back now. You hear? Adios.